chosen ones, people are always going to try to figure you out. People want to know why you do the things you do, why you say the things you say, where you get the energy to keep on pushing when everybody is feeling like they are at their worst. Where do you get the motivation? What kind of books are you reading? Who are you following? What kind of movies are you watching? What do your friends look like? What do you choose the clothes that you wear? Why do you decide to move left when everybody's moving right? People are going to try to figure out you sexually. Who are you sleeping with? Sometimes they might even want to know what sex with you actually feels like. Okay, because I've told you that chosen people, they have got a very intensive sexual energy. Okay, and a lot of times people want to do things logically. They want to have a certain pattern that they're following in their daily lives, that they know that this is how they do it and that's where they go, this is what they say and that's what they do. Okay, so, but as a chosen one, you are doing things illogically. You can wake up without a plan, and you can decide to create the plan in that next minute. You can go to sleep without a plan and you decide to wake up with a plan. So when you're doing things, you don't have to figure out everything in detail, because somewhere, somehow, you know that you're guided, that you're guarded, and that you're protected. Now, you see, a lot of times people will try to think they know you. Me personally, to give you a clear example, I remember the last days, probably the last weeks, with a narcissist. I remember the narcissist mentioning that they didn't believe that they actually knew me the way they thought they did. Okay? A chosen person can go to the extra length. They can sacrifice everything that they have for someone. When they do believe in you and they want to be in your life, they will go the extra mile to be in your life, and they will do everything to keep that whatever friendship or marriage or whatever relationship. They want to do everything in their power to keep it going. Okay, they will go the extra mile to do everything for people. But you see, a lot of times the people that you engage on a regular, it is that thing within you that they do not like. So on the opposite, what they do, they will start to destroy you, and they will start to manipulate you, and they will start to do very horrible things to you. But you see, a chosen one is a person who will be watching things in any situation that they are. They will take their time to watch people, to watch their movements and to watch their body language and everything, you see. And then the time will come when they're like, okay, this person seems like they're up to no good, and they don't mean well for them. So they will figure this out very quickly, most of the times. And that is when they are going to flip. Okay? The moment they flip, that is when people are going to realize that they never really knew you. Okay? So, like I've been giving you an example, the moment I went supernova in the last days with the narcissist, I went supernova. Okay? If you're dealing with those kind of individuals, like, those toxic people, narcissists, whatever, sometimes they are going to think that they've made their double. Because I've told you, sometimes a chosen one is going to mirror those kind of individuals, A narcissist is sometimes going to think that they have made their double, because you're going to start to mirror back their personality to them. Not because you're a narcissist, but it's because You know what they do. You've been with them for a while. You know what they do. You know how they move. And because you don't agree with their movements and with their behavior, you now start to mirror back that behavior to them. A lot of times, chosen people, why people really tend to resent you or sometimes reject you is because a lot of people want to be like you, okay? There is people who admire your beauty, your beautiful light. There is people who admire your essence. But you see, on the inside of them, they know that they can never be you, okay? So the only way and the only thing that they do, they will come around and try to get close to you because they want to be close. They want to be in your life so that they can understand how you do it, okay? How do you do it? Where's that motivation coming from? Where this downwards coming from? Sometimes they will go even an extra length. I remember personally with the greater narcissist, they go an extra length to figure you out spiritually. So sometimes they will even manipulate your dreams, you know? They want to know what is the energy behind you. But you see, the problem is, the more people try to figure you out, is the more confused they get. Somebody will be waiting for you at the end of the street thinking that, oh, I've seen this guy usually walking around the street. So they will try to walk around and and try to wait for you at the end of the street, only for you to appear from the other side of the street. You know what I mean? Because a chosen one is a person who is guided. I've told you guys, you are guided, you're guarded, and you're protected. For some reason, you do not need a logical way of doing things, okay? You might wake up and you decide to go left instead of going right. You might wake up and decide to eat a certain meal, which is even very different from the meals that you've always been taking. You might sometimes wake up and decide to engage certain individuals that you have never engaged in your life. So the life of a chosen one is very mysterious. It is the mystery that is within you that is getting and making a lot of people confused. So these people, they are simply a walking mystery, okay? So you're trying to think you know them, you have all them figured out, and at the end of the day, you're thinking that you actually do not know those individuals. So don't be surprised as to why sometimes people, they may choose or they may decide to give you some space and some distance because they're going to realize that there's nothing they can do to you that you do not already know, okay? What makes a person a chosen one is because those individuals, they go through a certain life experience, the good, the bad, and the wicked. They will learn so many things. So they will even sometimes swim with the tide. And you will sometimes think that because they're around you and, staying around you or, you're in their circle, things like that, some people will think that, okay, so finally, they have got you in their hand. But the only thing they don't realize is that a chosen person can wake up when they figure you out or when they ever realize that you are a mess. A chosen person can wake up one day and they're going to flip the switch. They are going to flip the switch. And when they flip the switch, they're going to start shutting down some doors. A lot of you guys have flipped the switch on your parents, okay? Those parents, they were thinking that, oh, this guy, because I know Denzomos, or I know this one, or I know that one, or, they are my children, or whatever. So they were thinking that they have you all figured out. Only to wake up one day and they realize that they have even never known you in the first place. You cannot try. You may try for a few days, a few weeks, maybe a month, okay? But it's going to be very difficult to fully figure out a chosen person. They may refuse to come to your birthdays because energetically they feel something is off with that birthday. Or probably there are some people who are going to attend that birthday or that party and they do not want to interact with that energy. So they may say no when you expect them to say yes. They're going to say, sorry, but I'm not going to come to your wedding for some reason. Even sometimes they may not even know Why are they saying no to attend your festivals and whatever, or your parties or birthdays or whatever? But they feel energetically there is something going to happen in that place, and they don't want to be a part of it. They can decide to spend the whole day in their room, maybe watching TV or writing a book or scripting something or meditating or whatever. And people are trying to think that why is this guy or man or woman, why do they lock themselves in the house and they do not want to get out? A chosen person can decide to do anything that defies human logic, because those people, again, they're illogical. They can just decide to do things illogically. They do not have to have all the answers figured out, but they just decide to wake up and do something specific, and it doesn't make a lot of sense. So that's the reason why you see a lot of times, because when people get frustrated, usually trying to figure you out and they can't, is what causes those individuals to find some name for you. Oh, he's crazy, That guy is insane. He's a witch. He's this one and he's that one. And you're going to realize that all the names they are calling you, they are very negative names. They do not have a positive name for you, a beautiful name for you. They are only calling you weird. They are calling you mad. They are calling you crazy. They are calling you insane. It's simply because they are trying to figure you out and they can't. So the only way to comfort themselves and to get out of that confusion is to find a way to describe you. Because when somebody asks them, what about that fella? What about that man? What about that woman? They're going to say, don't worry about that person. He's crazy. They are crazy. So that's why they're going to call you. They're crazy. You're not crazy, chosen ones. You're not crazy. It's just because you're completely different from the rest. Okay? Everything about you energetically is different. And that is one of the things you're going to experience as a chosen one. If this thing has happened, let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. You guys know that I do love and appreciate your support. You can book a session. You could donate or support my channel if you want to. Everything you need, you will find it in the description below. And until then, I'll catch you guys in my next one. Desmond signing out. Much love and blessings. Peace.